all of that happened within 13 episodes. Hi, I'm Naishi. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be continuing my Attack on Titan rant. That's what I'm going to call it. It's an Attack on Titan rant because, oh man. So, with my last video, I explained from the beginning of Attack on Titan to when Eren plugged up the wall with that huge boulder. I just checked. I thought I was almost at season 2. All of that happened in 13 episodes. 13 episodes. No other show would have that much going on in 13 episodes. I made a 40-minute long video. I'm not sure how long it will be after editing. How can you make a 40-minute long video on 13 episodes of a show? Oh my gosh. Attack on Titan is... how? Oh man, yeah. That is just absolutely shocking to me. Because with me, I don't remember episodes. I just remember sections of the show when things happen, kind of. Yeah. So yeah, let's move it along. Okay, so basically Eren meets Captain Eren and Levi. Commander Eren, Captain Levi. Yeah, so wow. The show progresses so quickly. I didn't think all of this happened so quick. So, yeah, Eren wakes up in the jail cell. He wakes up in the jail cell. And that confused me when I first watched it. And you see Commander Eren and Captain Levi. So before I watched the show, I have seen like pictures of Levi, like, cause like, you know how people are. He's people, always posting like edits and pictures of him, like, cause I followed a lot of anime accounts back when I first watched the show. So yeah, I seen a lot of pictures of him, and I was like, so why do people like this guy so much? I don't know, cause like, I don't know. It was like I could see the appeal. His character design is attractive looking, but like I feel like that's not enough for like that many people to like him. Like, so like, yeah, I was like ready to see why people liked him so much. Hold that thought. So after they explained everything about what was going on to Eren, I was still confused because like I was like 12 when I watched this, so like I wasn't paying attention really. I was listening, but things were going into one ear, out the other. Had no idea what was going on. I just knew Eren was in a cell and these guys are out here. So what's happening, and is he arrested or something? Like, I don't know. I just didn't know what was going on. When they went to trial, I had no clue what was happening. As I said, I was 12. I wasn't really paying attention. I was paying attention, had no clue what was happening. I couldn't understand anything that they were talking about at all. I didn't know why Eren was being tried or anything. Even though they literally said what was going on, he was being tried to see if he was like dangerous, whatever, and what they should do with him. And I had no clue what was happening. I did understand when people were like, he should be tested for science, whatever, and all that. And I was getting mad. Eren started yelling and stuff, and I was feeling like Eren in that moment. I was like, yeah, go ahead and yell at these people, because like, what are you guys talking about? Why are we here? What, like, so yeah, I was rooting for Eren at that moment. And when Levi came and see, this part confused me. And remember when I said, why do people like this guy so much? And I was like, how I was thinking how I'm going to find out, how I'm going to see what this guy does for people to like him. And the moment he started being Aaron, I was like, people like this guy? Like, why would you like, what? Like, it was just like, I felt so lied to. Like, people like him, but he's this mean. I didn't understand why he was doing what he was doing. I thought he just didn't like Aaron and was on the side of like killing him or using him for science or something. So I thought he was, and I didn't realize that he was doing that for a reason, which was to show the people that he would be able to keep Aaron in control. I didn't understand that until like I watched it over again. And since I'm like older, I listen harder and really understand what they're talking about. So when I rewatched it, I understood what was going on, and it was like, that's a good plan. That's a good strategy. Can't really be mad at that. So yeah. But when I first watched it, it was just like, what are you doing? Can you go away? What? It was yeah. So when Mikasa was about to go and do something about Levi, I was like, let her do something, because this is frustrating. And Armin held her back, and I was like, he's your best friend, why are you allowing this? I was just, the misconceptions were just, so yeah. So, yeah, after all of that happened, the scouts gained custody over Aaron, and I was like, what? So yeah, I was just so confused. Like, why? Like, what? Like, I don't know. Like, I was just confused. I had no clue what was going on, but I just didn't question it. I continued on because I just didn't understand anything, but the show was progressing, so it was whatever. I didn't really like Levi that much because of what he did. The scene when they were in the room and Hanji was like talking to Aaron, whatever, and then Levi came in the room and like sat next to Aaron. I was like, can you move? Like, nobody asked you to be here. Like, I did not like Levi. He was. Okay, so the first time I watched it from like season 1 to like season 2 or 3. But then when season 4 came out, I watched a little bit of that. I stopped. I'm going to tell you why I stopped. It makes me want to cry. I'm going to tell you why I stopped later. But yeah, so I stopped watching season 4. And then when I wanted to come back to season 4, I decided to watch the entire series over again. So that was my second time watching seasons 1 through like 3 and kind of 4. And then I watched 4 all for the first time. I haven't rewatched season 4 yet. I've watched people react to it, but I haven't rewatched it myself. Because I just can't. I can't do it. I can't. Not right now. Anyways. So yeah, from seasons 1 through like 3, I'm probably going to talk about how I felt the first time I watched it. And how I felt like the second time. But a lot of the times I felt kind of the same way about everything when I actually understood what was happening. But with things that like I didn't understand the first time, I'm going to tell you how I felt the first time, and then I'll tell you how I felt the second time after I understood what was happening. So yeah, first time I watched it out, I didn't really like Levi, but he was warming up to me when he proved to be like a good person, kind of. Yeah, after that, yeah, that was kind of that. What happened next? So yeah, when Aaron was getting to know like the scouts in them, like when Aaron was like cleaning the house, when Aaron and Levi's team was like cleaning the old house thing. I think it was like a house or castle thing, whatever. When they were cleaning that, and it was was filler. It was a filler episode. Yeah, it was just whatever. And then Hanji started talking about being in Sunny. That everything about Hanji, like the second she first appeared in the show, I knew I was gonna like her. Like, she didn't have much of a growth, but the growth that she did have throughout the seasons, like, it's so good, and it felt so natural and so real, because, like, how at the beginning of the show, she was, like, super, like, energetic and just everywhere, and then by the end of it, she was, like, super serious, because she has to, like, take Erin's place and everything, and, like, that bit of growth was just, like, this is something that could happen in real life. She felt like a real person, just as most every other character did in this show. So yeah, I love Hanji's growth. I'm gonna just say that. But yeah, I knew I was gonna like Hanji since I first seen her character, and so yeah, this made me like her more because like she was like asking all the questions that should be asked, and she was just different from every other character basically. She felt sympathy or empathy, whichever one. She felt sympathy or empathy for the Titans. She wanted to understand, like, a lot more than other people wanted to. And it was just, like, the story of Sonny and Bean, it was just, like, if I were in the Attack on Titan world, I would want to be her friend. Like, she's just so cool, like, anyways, so yeah, Hanji's just a funny character, a good character. I love her. So yeah, and then in the morning, after she was done like explaining all that, and they said that Sonny and Bean were murdered or whatever. I actually felt bad for them. And like Hanji's voice actor, in both the English and the Japanese versions of the show, they did a good job at that part, because I actually genuinely felt like she was actually distraught at what happened. Like they did a really good job. I don't know their names, I don't know the actors' names, but yeah, they did a really good job. But yeah. See, I genuinely felt bad for Sonny and Bean, and like I felt bad for Hanji. But then with Sonny and Bean, I actually felt bad for them too. Because, like, I kind of felt how Hanji felt. She felt like they were, like, actual creatures that should have, like, some human decency at some extent. So, yeah. That was just... And then when I almost said Captain. When Commander Eren came up to Eren and was like, who do you think did this or whatever? The way that whole scene played out, I thought that Eren did it, and he was just trying to be weird or whatever. I don't know what I thought, but like I thought he was just trying to be, I thought he was like, he was the one who did it or something, and wanted Eren to see something from him killing those Titans or something. But yeah, the second time when I watched it, I understood. I kind of, not really actually. Like, now that I know that he wasn't the one who did it, I kind of understand why he went up to Eren like that, but at the same time, I don't think he was, like, saying, like, why, like, he was trying to raise a question in Eren, like, why would somebody want to hide, like, any evidence of, like, why would somebody want to cover up what Hanji is learning about the Titans? Why would somebody want to mess with that? Showing, like, so, like, he was probably suspicious that there's more to these Titans than what they know, which I think is what was going on there with Eren. So yeah, that's how I felt about that, and that's what I got from that, I think. So all of that happened, and let me see, female Titan arc. I think this is where the arc starts, given that we have that episode next. So yeah, the female Titan arc with the whole expedition thing. I forgot why they had the expedition. I don't remember what they said the expedition was for, but yeah, they went on an expedition. And I was like, oh yeah, this is cool and all that. They're in Titan territory or whatever, and they're actually doing stuff, whatever stuff they were doing. Wait a second, I think I'm missing something. Hold on, wait. Okay, before I move on to that, I just realized I missed a bit where the other characters, being Armin, John, Mikasa, those characters, when they were choosing, like, if they should go to the military police or the scouts or whatever. Yeah, I missed that bit, because that bit actually made me feel something. So, when they were, like, deciding, and they were, where Aaron was, when he was explaining everything about the scouts, whatever, and, like, everybody had made up, oh, wait. Okay, no, okay. I was thinking about saying something about, like, the Marco bit, but, the first time I watched it, I didn't know who Marco even was, didn't care for Marco, really, so, yeah. But the second time I watched it after learning everything, made me feel sad. But I'm gonna come back to the whole Marco bit once it comes to that point, when Reiner and them explain it and everything. So yeah, when they were there and they just already decided that they'd be part of the scouts, and like Aaron was explaining stuff and whatnot, and then like everybody like started to like leave because they didn't want to be part of the scouts. All of the background characters, yeah, when all of those background characters left and didn't want to be part of the scouts, the way that they showed that moment with like the score in the back and like the way they animated it and everything, like it hits hard, because like if you were there, like it makes you feel immersed. Like it makes you feel like you're there and you're choosing to be in the scouts and everybody's leaving. It's like you feel that like dread of being scared that you're choosing such a dangerous path, and it's just like, and like you could feel the way the characters that stayed felt. It's just like, am I really making the right decision here? Should I stay here, or should I join a different thing? It was just like, yeah, it just really hit hard, because like I'm like a very like scared person. I get scared very easily. I don't like the thought of death. I don't like being hurt. I don't like any of that. So personally, I would have been one of the people to leave, but since you're following those characters and they stayed, you do have to stay. So obviously I got to see what it was like for them to stay. And like after everybody left and they were still stood there, like even though if the way that they show that moment of just those few characters staying there, even though it felt like scary, it also felt like it felt motivating. Like you're brave enough to stay. You have that courage, and it's just like even though you're scared, it's you actually are willing to be scared in order to be in the scout regiment. It's just like, it just makes you feel all sorts of ways that you wouldn't normally feel in a show. It's just like after that moment, I feel like, you know what, I feel like I would be able to stay if I was in this situation. The show's just like really motivating, I guess, basically. So yeah. Anyways, now we're going to the female Titan arc. So when they went out, I was like excited. They're going like on their like first actual mission, their first planned mission together into Titan territory. And it was like, when the female Titan appeared, I'm sorry, but like how can you not tell who that Titan looks like? Like, that Titan looks very specific. So yeah, I was kind of, the entire time I was kind of upset, but like, and then also kind of confused because I already know who the Titan was, because who does she look like? That was basically going on in my head the entire time. So, yeah. So when she came up and started killing everybody, besides me being like, it's obvious who this is, besides that feeling I had, I was just like, she's really killing these people. Like, why are you doing this? What's your reason? What? I need explanations. I need answers. Like, I was just like, why are we? So yeah. Anyways, when she came up on Armin, I was like, is Armin gonna die? Luckily, he did not. Oh, but I do remember when he almost died. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me not think about that. Oh, that was another moment that I cried so bad. It was so sad. Oh, okay. Yeah. So, yeah. So that all happened. What happened? He like fell off his horse, whatever. And she looked at him. Who does she look like? She looked at him, right at him. He looked at her, right at her. He couldn't tell who that looked like. Like, oh my gosh. Are you blind? Like, that's one of the things that actually kind of annoyed me with the show. Any normal human being would be able to put two and two together. It would not take that long to tell who that Titan was. And Armin, of all people, he's so smart. But he couldn't figure that out right as he looked at her like, Anyways, when she left him alone, I thought that she left him alone because she knew who he was and she didn't want to hurt one of her friends. That wasn't really the case. The reason was because she was just looking for Aaron. So that's why she left him. It wasn't because she knew. It wasn't because she was friends with him, with Armin or anything. It was just because he's not who she was looking for. But when I first watched it, I thought it was because she was friends with him and didn't want to hurt him or whatever. But, yeah, that was not the reason. So, yeah, she left. I was kind of disappointed in Armin because he couldn't figure out who that was. So then Reiner, I think it was Reiner, or was it John? I think Reiner came first. He came, helped Armin, and then John came, and yeah, Armin explained the situation. The moment that and then like, okay, one part that was funny when John said something about how Armin was like clingy to Aaron and everything, and Armin was like he didn't know how to take that comment. That part was funny. The delivery of it was pretty funny too, and yeah, I do like that little bit of like realism of like throwing in like awkwardness basically into a serious conversation, because like that's pretty realistic. Not every conversation is just gonna be straight serious. There's gonna be funny things said and things that are kind of awkward. So yeah, I do like that they had that moment. It felt like it felt natural and everything. So yeah, it was funny. It felt natural. Then when they went up to the female Titan and everything that transpired. I thought John was gonna die. They keep making me think characters are gonna die. And then when I least expected, that's when a character actually dies for whatever reason. Anyways, made me think John was gonna die. Reiner came in to save the day after Armin said what he said. Okay, so what Armin said. He said something about don't let that suicidal maniac die in vain or whatever. I was so confused. Like, I was like, what is he talking about? He caught me off guard just as he did John, because John had no clue what was happening. I had no clue what was happening. But obviously, the second time I watched it, I realized what he was doing. He said that, I think, to distract the female Titan. Either that or to motivate John. I don't really know. I think it was to get a reaction out of the female Titan or something like that. So yeah, I understood that the second time I watched it, but the first time I watched it, I had no clue what he was talking about. Oh my gosh. I've been recording for 30 minutes. I feel like I haven't gotten anywhere with this video. Anyways, I'll keep going. So yeah, and then Reiner, he came in. I thought he died. It looked like he died. Like, what was all that blood when she closed her hands? I understand I understand the blood that came out when he escaped her hands, but what happened when she closed her hands? Like, I don't know. That part was kind of iffy for me. I feel like they shouldn't have animated the blood, because, like, it makes it look like he died, and it makes no sense what that was if he didn't die or was hurt or anything. But yeah, anyways, yeah. And all that happened. He escaped. They ran. She ran. Yeah, it was so confusing. And then, like, how Armin pointed out that she changed her course and everything. I was like, yeah, that is weird. Why did she change her course? Obviously, I wouldn't have known at the time why she changed her course. She changed her course because Reiner told her, wrote in her hand where Eren was. And, like, I didn't even, and, like, when she was, like, sitting there after he escaped looking at her hand, I didn't think, like, obviously you're not going to think that he, like, wrote something in her hand. Like, I mean, I kind of did. I thought that, like, maybe, did he put something on her hand, or is she just staring at it because she's hurt and she's just, like, waiting for it to heal or something. So, that's all I thought of that moment. But at the same time, I feel like he maybe put something in her hand, or he did something. I don't know. So, yeah, that moment, it was just like, what's going on? And then she changed her course and it was like, what's going on? So, yeah, all of that happened. And then, yeah, Armin was starting to get worried about that. I think at that point it switched to, it showed everybody going to the forest. No. Okay, I'm not sure which came first, them going to the forest, or Armin, John, and Reiner waiting for John to get his horse back. But yeah, I'm gonna start with the part with Armin, Reiner, and John. So yeah, they were out there. I was getting worried since the horse was not coming back. Then Krista showed up. Now, personally, I did not like Krista's character for the same reasons that Eren did not like her. Because she was, like, just too nice. Like, nobody's that nice, and it's just like, stop it. Like, no. So, yeah, I just did not like her. She was giving, like, that stereotypical anime girl trope type of feeling, and she was super nice, and, like, she wasn't cutesy, but, like, it was just, I did not like her for that reason, and, yeah, her character just, yeah. I was happy to see her, but at the same time, I was just like, why did it have to be you? Could have been Emir, could have been Sasha, could have been someone else. I just did not like her. She kind of redeemed herself in the later episodes or seasons. I still did not like her then, but she's a bit more tolerable then, I guess. But yeah, so yeah, she came out and she helped them. Went to the forest. It was confusing. Okay, so when is the forest? I'm gonna skip to when the female Titan went into the forest and Eren finally saw her and everything. And like that entire scene when like Levi's team was like trying to keep Eren calm or whatever. Oh, that was just like, it was a lot, because like it was like, so first it was like they didn't know what was going on, neither did Levi. It was just like, why doesn't anybody know what's happening? Why doesn't anybody know why they're in this situation, why they're doing what they're doing? And it was just like, I felt how Eren was feeling. It was like, what's happening? Why is everybody else unaware of why this is going on? And it was just like, should something be done or what? And then like the team was trying to get Eren to like trust them and everything. It was like, I just like Aaron, I wanted to trust them. Maybe they had something going on that they were planning. Like, it was just like, but like, the female Titan is right there and she's killing so many people, and it's just like, why can't we do something about this? Seeing how like desperate Levi's team was to get him to trust them, it was just like, maybe Aaron should trust them. Like, maybe they have everything under control. And it was just like, I was just so ready for them to actually get everything under control. It was just stressful. And like, Levi saying like, Aaron could do what he wants, whether he wants to trust them or whether he wants to turn into a Titan. And I like that Levi gave Aaron that freedom. That made me like Levi more. It made me feel like he wasn't that much of a bad person. So yeah, that kind of made me like Levi more, since I feel like he was like nuanced, I guess. Also, I feel like he was just doing that because he knew that Aaron would just trust them if he gave him that choice. And now that I think about it, I think, so like, since like Aaron's like obsessed with like freedom and everything, I feel like he only trusted them because he was given the freedom of choosing what he wanted to do. So like, if they were like saying that he has to trust them, and like he wasn't given the choice of whether to trust them or not, I feel like he would have just turned into a Titan because he was not given a choice whether or not he's allowed to do so. But I feel like since Levi gave him the choice, he was okay with that. He was okay with trusting them because he was free to choose what he wanted. That's what I just realized. I'm not sure if that is why he decided to trust him. Well, that's okay. So obviously there's a flashback that explains why he decided to trust them, but I feel like what Levi said to him also played a part in him trusting them. So yeah, that's what I just thought of just now. But let's talk about the flashback. When Aaron was trying to turn into a Titan inside the well, I thought that he couldn't turn. Why didn't I think that? I forgot what I thought. I think I thought that he couldn't turn because there wasn't enough space, which makes no sense because technically when he first turned inside of that one Titan that ate him, there technically was not enough space. But yeah, I thought that he couldn't turn because there wasn't enough space. But actually, it was because he didn't have the motivation, or there wasn't enough sunlight or something like that. Either one of those reasons, or maybe even both. Yeah, so I thought it was because there wasn't enough space. So it was just like, maybe try doing it above ground, but obviously I didn't do that. So he was sitting with Levi's squad and whatever. When he picked up the spoon, dropped it, tried picking it up again, and his arm turned into like the Titan form, whatever. I thought the reason for this was, so I thought that since he couldn't turn under the well, but he was able to turn as he was trying to pick up the spoon, I think it's because, I think that I speculated it was because of sunlight instead of there was no space in the well. I thought that maybe since there wasn't sunlight down there, he couldn't turn at the time. That's what I thought at the time. So yeah, obviously that was wrong. It's because he lacked the motivation. But yeah, we didn't know that at this point. And like, everybody was like scared and everything, and it was just like clearly his hand turned into a Titan by mistake. He didn't mean to do that. Clearly he wasn't trying to attack you. Otherwise he would have more control. He would fully have turn and everything. And but I did understand that they were scared. They didn't understand and whatever. But it did still like anger me, given that I knew his intentions weren't bad. And then like Hanji, love her. I'm probably gonna state that every single time I mention her in these videos. So yeah, Hanji, she came up. Everything that she was doing made me laugh, and yeah, all of that happened. Nothing really significant. I didn't really feel anything significant other than Hanji making me laugh. So then after they like spoke later, they apologized to Aaron and stuff. That made me feel like happy and stuff, that they actually cared to apologized to him, and they weren't still like mean to him or anything. Yeah. So I'm glad that they actually like understood the situation and apologized. And when it came back to present time, when the female Titan is chasing them, and Eren said that he's with them and he trusts them, that part like gave me chills. Like, it was just like every single moment in the show when a character is motivated, it like motivates me. Like, that's just the power of Attack on Titan. It's just so good at making you feel things. So even though like the female Titan was still killing people as they were going, it was just like, you're dying for the cause. So your deaths are a good thing. And it was like, I would proudly die in this situation if it meant that whatever they're planning could work. So yeah, it just made me feel like if I was in that situation, I would be okay with dying. I don't know. Will I talk about more? Okay. I will get, okay. So, when they ran through the bit where Erwin was, and they, like, trapped the female Titan, I was shocked. So this is why we were letting all these people die, and I was like, this is a good plan, but, like, how did you know that she would be after you? And, like, I still don't understand how they knew that she'd be after them or anything, but anyways, that whole moment, it made me feel excited that they actually caught her. And yeah, it was just shocking, but like relieving at the same time, now that they finally had her. But I think I'm gonna end it there and continue what I felt during that entire arc, because it is not over yet. Oh man, yeah. So I'm gonna just end this video quickly because I want to get to the next one already. So if you like this video, please like it. If you want to tell me how you felt about everything that I explained, please do so in the comments. Please subscribe if you want to see more content, because yeah. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. This is going to be a long series. Thanks for watching. Bye.